It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Police are investigating a spike in robberies and break-ins around Stockton. The Herald reports there have been at least 20 over the past fortnight, when normally there's about 2 or 3 per month. Residents and shopkeepers are blaming the increased crime on the ice epidemic and the limited police presence in their suburb. A teenager has been charged over a violent attempted armed robbery at Cardiff. The 16-year-old's accused of threatening a worker at a convenience store with a knife just after midnight on Sunday, cutting the victim's hand before running off empty-handed. Catherine Baczynski from Police Headquarters says following inquiries, officers went to a home on Mary Street, Cardiff yesterday, where the boy was arrested.
A number of items were seized from the home for a forensic examination, including an electronic device and clothing. The teenager was taken to Charlestown Police Station, where he was charged with aggravated robbery and an unrelated outstanding warrant. He has been refused bail and he will appear in court today.
It looks like part of the Hunter Valley coal chain will be back up and running this afternoon, allowing trains to get into Newcastle Port again. The shutdown has been costly, with more than 3 million tonnes in lost exports worth $200 million. However, the line between Talara and Dungog remains closed, with some parts completely washed away. Meanwhile, all of Newcastle should have power restored today. Ausgrid expects most of the other 5,500 homes and businesses to be reconnected tomorrow. And while heavy rain is forecast for the Hunter from today through to Sunday, the worst conditions from the new East Coast low should hit further north of our region. Hunter unemployment rates are at their highest in 20 years, with critics blaming a recent spate of job losses in the mining sector. Hunter-based welfare agency The Samaritans is expecting an influx of people in need of food and shelter, with unemployment levels sitting at 12.8% as of March this year. Samaritan CEO Seshevel says it's a worrying trend.
Nearly all of those homeless young people would be unemployed. We try to link them into vocational training, into work, so they can get on with their lives. And if there's no jobs at the end of the vocational training, that's a real worry. It's hard to say how the economy is going. The work patterns in the Hunter are changing. We really do need to find employment opportunities for them.
Meanwhile, the Samaritans have launched their annual winter appeal a month early to lend a hand to residents who are struggling to get back on their feet in the wake of last week's storm and floods. Newcastle Council's coffers are looking a little healthier. Council is predicting a $9.5 million operating loss next financial year, which is much better than originally anticipated, and a return to surplus much sooner than expected. The draft operational plan proposes very few increases to fees and charges. However, it does take into account a 46.9% rate increase over 5 years. And the federal government has announced funding to fix 36 road black spots in the Hunter. Some of the $13.1 million will go towards safety upgrades in spots like Howe Street, Lambton, and Blue Gum Road at Jesmond, while $1.2 million is going towards a major upgrade on the Golden Highway at Merriwar. Patterson MP Bob Baldwin says the road black spot program has been very successful in helping to save lives.
This funding works. It was a program that was installed under the Howard government, sadly cut back under the former government, now reinstated. This money is much needed, particularly by local government. At the end of the day, this money helps save lives.
Now with sport, Belinda Delaceres.
Another 4 names have joined the mass exodus of Newcastle Jets players as the club ruffles its ranks for the second time in less than 4 months. Taylor Regan, James Virgili, Sam Gallagher and John Solari have received their marching orders following a private meeting with coach Phil Stubbins. Alan Welsh and Travis Cooper have also been put in doubt, with no plans to offer the pair contracts at this stage. Regan insists he's still coming to terms with the decision, despite earlier assurances he would have a place in the side. The action's set to ramp up in the Northern New South Wales NPL this weekend as rivals Lambton and Hamilton prepare to face off on Sunday for the first time since astonishingly swapping goalies. Former Jaffers star Danny Ireland will stand in goal for Hamilton, Brad Swancott vacating the position to fill Ireland's old post as Lambton keeper. And Knights teen Sione Matautia has been ruled out of Sunday's City Country Spa as he recovers from a knee injury sustained in the side's Anzac Day loss to the Cowboys. That's sport. I'm Belinda De Los Harris.
2 RFM News Time, 26 to 9.